everyone, my name is Rashia Ghosh. I am the Senior Assistant Editor of an organization, Elets Technomedia, and I work with a magazine called the Banking and Finance Post, which has been working in the BFSI domain for close to 8 years, and we've been working on the innovation across the BFSI sector. And today I'm here to welcome you all to the yet another episode of Elets Innovation Talk. And today we have been joined by none other than Mr. Deepak Sharma. He's the President and the Chief Digital Officer of Kotak Mahindra Bank. Deepak heads Kotak Mahindra Bank's digital initiatives, where he drives digital channels, payments, transformations, business model innovation, and future-ready initiatives of the bank. He's responsible for an efficiency, productivity, customer experience, growth of the business through digital intervention across customer and SME segments. And he also leads the mass and millennial customer segment innovation lab, design studio, India Stack, fintech partnership, and the startup ecosystem for the bank. So to begin, prior to beginning this conversation with Mr. Sharma, I would like to give you a brief on what Innovation Talk is all about. We began this initiative during the COVID pandemic, when we really thought that there is a need for us to understand the way forward, the way to resilience from the leaders who have been facing the challenge on the front, and motivating all of us that the show must go on. So with this, we begin this episode of Innovation Talk. Welcome, Mr. Sharma, to Elets Innovation Talk.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for inviting me over, Ash.
Our pleasure, sir. So to begin this conversation, as we all know, Deepak heads the digital wing at the Kotak Mahindra Bank, which is one of the leading private sector institutions in this country. The first question would be tech-oriented. So how do you perceive the readiness of Indian banking sector about technologies such as blockchain and artificial intelligence? Sharma, we know that these technologies are in the picture for a long time, and some of us even call that these are jargons, not really relevant. So how do you see India as a diverse country ready for these kind of technologies today?
I think good question, because while a lot of people don't associate banking with technology, let me tell you, banks are probably one industry that adopts technology much faster than probably a lot of other industries around us. So I think, be it the advent of mobility, as you saw many years back, how it got leveraged, or banks managing a huge volume of data, how they see the value of mining and monetizing the data through AI and machine learning interventions, or finding the relevant use cases around blockchain. So I think every technology has been around us for a while, but I think banks have been looking at how do we bring right use cases leveraging these technologies. So today, as we speak, I think on a blockchain front, banks have started many initiatives. Kotak is part of that, along with some of our industry peers. That's mainly on the India blockchain infrastructure company that we have all set up, which is a blockchain consortium of like-minded banks to bring in use cases around trade finance, supply chain. We at Kotak started a remittance on Ripple almost 5 years back to bring in the blockchain-based cross-border remittance. We are also evaluating and working on the whole blockchain cryptography as an underlying layer for authentication and customer identification. So as we speak, I think banks are looking at more scalable and real-life problems to use either blockchain or similarly using machine learning for credit underwriting, predicting the outcome of a loan, or monitoring a credit decision, doing the real-time authentication and fraud risk management. So I think the application of each of these technologies are in different parts of the bank, and not just at Kotak. I think we see something similar happen across the banking industry.
Truly said, when technology deployment is concerned, we talk about it. BFSI sector is always termed as the front runner, and we've been very enthusiastic about usage of technology. So Mr. Sharma, I would want to know that with COVID, we have seen that digital transformation has accelerated. Some experts even say that it has accelerated by more than 5 years, not just in banking sector but across industries. And technology deployment, like you said, is a shared responsibility, and it is valid across all departments of banking because it touches the real life of users. So how do you think it is touching the security part of it? How secure are we in the digital world, and how Kotak is working in alignment to this?
Yeah, I think again I would say it's a great shift we have seen in the consumer preference and mindset with COVID, because most of us were cut off from the physical world for good 18 to 24 months. And I think we all spend a lot of time in front of our screens, be it on social or OTT or financial service or shopping. Uh, so yes, I think customers have taken on to the digital first, and most of these habits are here to continue. But unlike probably a lot of other digital interface, which is say be it in entertainment or social media or shopping, financial service deals with the real money, and so to that extent, the impact of any security breach, either because customers compromise their identity for various reasons, or they fall prey to phishing, wishing, social media re-engineering kind of trap, is here for real. So I think when we talk of security, I break it in two parts. One is how secure is the banking infrastructure that customers access. I would say banks continuously monitor and they upgrade their security, parameter monitoring, authentication, the backend encryption, to make sure that the entire banking system continues to be robust and safe. However, security is always about where is the weakest link. And so often we see the weakest link is not about how banks secure their infrastructure, but it's about how customers they use it. Because a lot of times we think of customers who we feel are very mature digitally or very, very sophisticated, but still they fall prey to a phishing or a wishing call. They'll end up giving their passwords and OTPs in greed of getting some freebies and a movie ticket and reward redemption, or someone gets a call saying your eKYC is due and your account will get blocked, and then the way they just give away all their details. I think we've been doing a lot to continuously educate, create awareness with customers. Obviously, there are certain things that technology can solve, but a lot of this is about how all of us use our digital assets carefully.
Indeed, it's a shared responsibility because with the technology advancement, even the fraudsters are, upgrading themselves. The way they connect with people is becoming more realistic. Very hard to judge whether it's a fraud call. And freebies, of course, are a very, easy way to lure people and get them into trap. And BFSI is different because, like you said, it holds confidential data and it has a very significant responsibility of handling people's financial you know uh, commitments. So to move ahead now, I would like to know from you, since you're heading the digital wing, with the advancement in industry and changing needs of banking, it has a flood we have seen with the pandemic. It has changed drastically, and the customer requirements are also dynamically changing. How is the organization innovating its product portfolio, uh, particularly the digital part?
Yeah, I think we are today living in a world where the product and service and experience are very, very closely embedded, because at the end of it, experience is what matters in the financial service space. And when I say experience, it's about when I want, can I log into my bank account? Can I buy a product that I want? When I look at, say, taking a mortgage or a personal loan or a credit card, how seamless is that journey for me? Do I need to do a fewer clicks to find the same product or complete a journey? Uh, if I'm an existing customer, do I get a pre-approved offer where I don't have to go and input a lot of information to arrive at the same? outcome. So I think when we look at our digital experience, we look at end to end between what kind of products which are simple, easy to understand, which are designed around customers, how are they rendered on a mobile or a net banking or through a WhatsApp interface that our customers use often, and how seamless do we bring these products on our digital channel through a better experience. And that's why I call it as a 360 degree of designing these around our customers that we cater to. And as a large universal bank, we of course cater to different customer segments who have different requirements. So while a high net worth individual or a small business or a mass and a millennial, they all have different expectations out of a bank. So I think it's also important for us to understand who these customers are and what is it that they expect when they connect with us. And that's how we look at designing each of these that can be carefully delivered through our digital channels to customers.
Yeah, that is what is very important. India is a diverse country with, we have a number of languages which changes with district. So careful observation is, of course, the most important thing to design a product. And, Kotak, of course, has been into the picture for years and leading banking, name across the industry. So my next question in this conversation would be, Mr. Sharma, we all talk about digital economy, which is a buzzword, a new word. You're not talking about digital transformation, which is, into practice for everyone. But, India is a country that is also into the rural segment where financial inclusion is still concern, and we are trying to bridge the gap. So as a digital person, how do you see the new digital economy, and how do you think it is reshaping a bank of a country which is for both rural and urban populace?
No, I think great question again, Rashi, because India is a country with many different countries. I always keep saying that it's embedded. So in terms of the youth or a young and millennials, they have a very different way of looking at technology, digital channels, platforms, than probably those who are retired or senior citizens. Similarly, I think those who are in urban and metro, while they are well versed with English, are people who are coming from the rural and semi-urban or probably parts of country which prefer to use their national language or regional language to connect with financial service. The kind of products that they expect are very different. Some of them are driven more by small saving and micro lending, while others are looking at high value loans, be it a car loan or a mortgage. So I think we see different, I would say, slices of financial service products or experiences that gets rendered to different parts of the customers or segments of customers that we cater to. And that's why we believe internally that digital is not about technology. Digital is not about a channel alone, but digital is a way to serve customers depending on which customer segment and how do we cater to them. So we have built, obviously, what we call it is a three-pronged strategy of our digital delivery. Do it yourself, which is enabling most of the products and experiences direct to customer or through digital channels. So it's be it like you want to open a bank account, or you can do it through an 811 or other variants, apply for a credit card, or you want a loan. You can come and you can start the journey and you can complete it of your own. The other part of the journey is what we call do it with me, where customers understand some part, but they need some help to transition to fully digital. So they are what we call internally as digital immigrants, while the first one is digital native. Now, digital immigrants need some help, but they are comfortable if someone helps them navigate through it. And the third part is do it for me, and which is where still I would say a significant part of our customer set, where they need technology to help them get the service faster, efficient at the point of their choice. And all the three needs to coexist for a bank to continuously evolve around the customers that we cater to. So like we have built the whole multilingual stack that talks in the language that customers prefer. We also run our microservice, microfinance, and BC network to ensure that the last mile financial service access is provided through our banking partners and correspondents who take this on behalf of the bank. While at the same time, we have the best in class mobile banking app for those who want to do everything themselves and want to start their journey. So I think we have to continuously keep working on multi-segment approach through multiple channels, assisted and direct, bringing in multilingual, bringing in voice. And I think that's how the banking is continuously evolving around different customer segments that we cater to.
Very beautifully briefed, the way you offer your products to or services to people. It is for everyone, and we all feel special that it has been customized in that way. I've seen the way Kotak advertises itself also. It's not very loud. I see a very settled and user-friendly way of connecting with people. So congratulations for all the services that you're offering. Definitely connecting people, and and we are in a stage where we all want to believe that the uncertainty is not in the picture, and we are trying to get back to a normal life, but we know that the new normal has been into picture, and we cannot deny to it even if we want to. So guessing about something that is 5 years later is something which is I don't think practical now. But you being a leader of digital department of a bank, how do you think technology is going to shape up in near future? What one segment do you think will dramatically come up and help people?
Yeah, I think again a great question, and I would say there are two ways in which changes are happening. One is obviously technology enabled or technology led. And technology is there to make things happen, but technology in itself is not an end outcome in itself. What is driving this change faster is the consumer behavior and the customer preference. And as we look at what customers are looking at, we are finding there are new ways in which the value can be created, both for the customer and for the enterprise. And we use technology to deliver those new business models and customer experience. Because at the end of it, the purpose of the organization is to serve its customers and serve it well. And I think if I can bring in technology to give you a 24 by 7 real-time banking, or if I can get the technology, say my data science and machine learning capability to understand the risk profiles better, to offer you a more customized, either a mortgage or a borrowing or a financial investment kind of a recommendation or a profile, then I think the technology comes to use for customers that we cater to. Similarly, for small businesses, for large corporates and enterprises that we keep serving, or technology for, as I mentioned, the last mile connectivity. As we are seeing now the advent of from 4G to 5G, I see technology will play a pretty important role as we continuously keep seeing more smartphones with better data connectivity and reliability. Can offer things like a video banking. Now, video banking means you technically can have an experience like we are chatting up now, being at two different places. And I think technology is making it possible. So I think we have been looking at more of how do we use technology, both emerging as well as mature technology, to build a wrapper of experience, products, and new business model. And I think that's how we continuously keep seeing that technology is adding value to what we do with our customers.
I definitely agree to it, sir. Because not just smartphones, but the feature phones have also evolved. They're using conversational AI and various other ways to connect with their banks, and financial inclusion for a change in India is in these years, in these few years, have seen a phenomenal growth, and thanks to all the banking partners who are continuously working, and I see them no lesser than the frontline workers, because because I remember I could access only two things when I was in pandemic. One is bank and other is hospital. So they were running. So kudos to the leaders who have been building the nation, helping us all, staying in our action in full form. So with this, I think we come to an end to this conversation, Mr. Sharma. Thank you so much for your valuable time, and thank you so much for joining us today at the Let's Innovation Talk. And with this, I promise our viewers once again that you must have had your motivation quotient from Mr. Sharma. And next time when we will join someone as bright as Mr. Sharma who shares his part of the story that will help you continue your operations and services and your life and living amid the uncertainty. So thank you, Mr. Sharma, for joining us today. This is Rashi signing off for today. Thank you so much. Namaskar.